heart of the city, there's a lady so divine, with a gift so rare. She can read between the lines, unlocking mysteries. She's the one we all admire. With a touch of magic, she sets our souls on fire. From psychic readings to rosemary oil so pure, her spirit shines bright. Of that I am sure. On TV she graces the screen with grace. Her presence is a blessing in every time and place. Pop culture psychic, in tune with the stars. She sees beyond the veil, even beyond Mars. And when the night falls, Tracy after dark, her wisdom illuminates like a powerful spark. So if you seek guidance, look no further than her door. Tracy Brown live where wisdom does soar. Through the realms of the unseen, she'll light your way. With every word she speaks, darkness turns to day. Tracy Brown live, the beacon of light, guiding us through the shadows of night. Her voice like a melody, so pure and strong. In her presence, we know we belong. From psychic readings to rosemary oil so pure, her spirit shines bright. Of that I am sure. On TV, she graces the screen with grace. Her presence is a blessing in every time and place. Pop culture psychic, in tune with the stars. She sees beyond the veil, even beyond Mars. And when the night falls, Tracy after dark, her wisdom illuminates like a powerful spark. So if you seek guidance, look no further than her door. Tracy Brown live where wisdom does soar. Through the realms of the unseen, she'll light your way. With every word she speaks, darkness turns to day. Tracy Brown live, the beacon of light, guiding us through the shadows of night. Her voice like a melody, so pure and strong. In her presence, we know we belong. Tracy Brown live, the beacon of light, guiding us through the shadows of night. Her voice like a melody, so pure and strong. In her presence, we know we belong.
Hello, everyone. Good evening, good night. How are you doing? Hi, Jenny G. How are you? And hi, Steven. How are you? So, I already know I got a topic that my people don't necessarily pay attention to, but I do want to get back to doing horoscopes on all topics, right? I think I've been like lagging with a lot of pop culture drama. And Real Housewives of Miami is currently pop culture drama. And I just want to see what I see. A couple of videos I want to do on this Julia person. Um, my personal opinion is that Julia is hard to like. I think she is a weirdo. I think she got through, but she's a weirdo. I wish Adriana could have seen it from the beginning. I wish she could have saved herself because she's a weirdo. So let's just put some videos through and let's see what this is all about.
Is being protected by Bravo. That is the takeaway from the Real Housewives of Miami season 1 reunion that I'm getting, because my conspiracy, I believe production prepared the footage for Alexia, Marisol, and Julia to use to excuse Julia's behavior. I think Bravo and production did not expect the public to be only on Gertie's side. I think they expected a similar level of discourse between the Bravo community, like when Monique assaulted Candace, where people were able to pick a side and both felt right. This time, Julia was so egregiously wrong that there were no like shades of gray, and the entirety of the Bravo community turned against Julia. That's why Bravo's been like softballing her on Watch What Happens Lives to, give her little PR prep. That's why they brought on Isaac Mizrachi to say that disgusting comment about Gertie deserving to get water thrown on her because it like livened up the show. And I think that the clips that were shown, the never before seen footage that helped validate Alexia, Marisol's, and Julia's argument against Gertie, was prepared by production. The never before seen clips, unless Bravo shows the housewives every second of B-roll, there is no way that Marisol knew that Gertie did not step in when Julia was trying to throw ice water on top of her. Because Marisol would have been so caught up in trying to prevent Julia from tossing water on her. There's no way, like, in the scuffle of it all, that people were able to remember that Gertie was, like, walking away from the drama. Because, frankly, it's not her job. It's not her job to interfere. And then with the Mamacita lunch, there is, again, no way that Marisol knew, because she was looking dead at Julia, that Gertie was sitting right there not getting up to intervene. But you know who else wasn't right there in the middle intervening? Alexia! I really feel like Gertie walked into that reunion. She did not give a good performance. She wasn't able to articulate her thoughts very well because she was so, emotional about it. But Julia was prepped by probably someone with media training. She was prepped by production.
Marisol.
She had answers to every question. She faked this accountability. She was crying in front of the camera. I truly believe that Bravo wants to be able to bring Julia back for the next season, and they know that they can't do it with how the public is receiving Julia, because the thing is like, they want to pretend like there's this path forward, and so they're trying to make it seem like it's on Gertie to fix things with Julia, when that's really just not the case. But yeah, that's like the conspiracy that I walked away with after watching the reunion. I'm just like, there is no way that these women went back and watched every episode and were able to recall all these specific instances of when Gertie might not have done the right thing in the right moment. No. I mean, especially Larsa. That woman doesn't think. I mean, she is dumb as the day is long.
I was so disappointed in Larsa. Hi, Carlito. How are you? I'm so disappointed in Larsa. Larsa can go to hell too. I hope Miami gets canceled, to be honest with you. Let me see.
Longer believe that Martina had a cancer scare and that's why she didn't go on the cruise with Julia. Because if she had a cancer scare, why did Julia go on the cruise? I think Julia did not want Martina to go on the cruise because she wanted to do a little rendezvous with someone, because we see now that's a pattern she has. But I believe that Julia had already told Gertie that she was going to be going on that same cruise with Martina. Because remember, Gertie and Russell had already been on their leg of the cruise. And I think Julia was trying to get ahead of any questions Gertie might have later when, like, Julia's posting on the cruise without Martina, and Gertie could have been like, hey, where's Martina? I was really high when I came up with this theory, so this may not track. But then Gertie threw a wrench in the plan, because I think Julia's like, there's no way Gertie's going to offer to come with me on the cruise. That's crazy. She was just on the cruise. But Julia maybe like oversold it when she called Gertie, like, Martina has cancer scare. She can't go on the cruise. And Gertie was like, I mean, I can come with you if you don't want to go alone. And then Julia was like, well, I don't know how to be like, no, I'm okay, because she leaned in too much to the performance, I think. So Gertie thinks she's going on the cruise to support Julia, but little does she know that the whole time Julia's trying to get rid of her because she has a little rendezvous she wants to hook up with. And that's why that dinner that Gertie couldn't attend with Captain Sandy. Now, in case you didn't see, Captain Sandy's wife was commenting on social media saying that she didn't even see Julia at the event, at the fancy dinner. So Julia was saying like, oh, it's here for Captain Sandy. I'm sitting at Captain Sandy's table, but she wasn't even with Captain Sandy. So who was she with? That she didn't want Gertie to know about. The cruise is where Julia completely changes with Gertie, unbeknownst to Gertie. But Julia had to villainize Gertie, be like, oh, she was just there for publicity. But then remember how Julia villainized Gertie over missing the Zoom call / adoption announcement. It made no sense to me. But now I'm like, was Julia just worried that Gertie was like messing her game up and could compromise her whole shtick? And that also kind of explains why Martina is so willing to hate Gertie also. Like Martina came in hot, like pissed at Gertie. But I feel like Julia might have been relaying things to Martina to make Gertie look bad so that she could cover her tracks. I'm onto something. Or am I?
She was good. Hi, Infinite. How are you? So it's Canada Thanksgiving Day. Is that colonizing Thanksgiving Day? What does it mean? Because if it has something to do with colonizers, I don't like it. But it's none of my business. If you like it, I love it. But I don't celebrate Thanksgiving here in America, even though sometimes it's unavoidable because I'm always around white people that love to celebrate Thanksgiving Day. But I don't think last year I did it. And my second year, we didn't celebrate Thanksgiving. We celebrated somebody's birthday. So that was nicer. I don't know. Is this colonizer Canadian Thanksgiving? Whatever. I hope you had a good time, Infinite. Banner. Hi, Tracy. Hi, Miriam. Allegedly and in my opinion. All right, let's find another one.
More information on this Haitian mortician drama thanks to Adriana from The Real Housewives of Miami and her social media activity. Because so many juicy details from Bravo Housewives come from their social media. These screenshots and this information is all from Reality Blurb. Adriana shared this little PSA to her IG stories. You guys, the photo of the coffee maker, I can't. Then a fan asked Adriana a quick question, was the Haitian mortician a guy or a girl? Which Adriana revealed that it was a guy. Fan in Adriana's comments brought up past drama on The Real Housewives of Miami. You may remember this storyline when Larsa told Julia that her friends saw Julia kissing a guy on a yacht during Adriana's filming of her music video. Adriana responded saying, yes, it was true. Another fan accused Marisol and Alexia of trying to ice out Adriana. Adriana responded by saying, thank you for seeing the truth. This entire thing between Adriana and Julia on Real Housewives of Miami is so messy. However, I will say that Julia was the one to open this can of worms. I know that some of the women like Alexia and Kiki said that Julia was getting ahead of things because she thought that Adriana was going to use that against her when she said she was going to break the fourth wall. Again, I go back to thinking that Adriana talking about her affair with Julia wouldn't be breaking the fourth wall. I wish Andy Cohen would have asked Adriana what she meant by that and what she was going to expose. I've also read some rumors online that Martina is looking at divorce lawyers after Adriana exposed even more of Julia's affairs. However, those are just rumors. And all of this kind of makes me think that maybe Julia and Martina have an open marriage.
No, they don't have an open marriage because I found another video where Martina had a previous partner that was messy as fuck. Let me see.
Martina Navratilova's former partner, Tony Layton. Martina spent $3 million to keep their dirty deeds out of the public eye. Recently, Martina Navratilova and her wife, Julia Lemegova, have overcome the shadow of cancer. She successfully adopted 2 sons. The tennis legend and reality TV star couple could be considered a match made in heaven. However, unexpectedly, behind Martina's happy marriage is a scandalous breakup. Before meeting Julia, Martina spent $3 million to finally break up with her former lover, Tony Layton. Before this, Tony Layton had been Martina's lover and business partner. The two were very affectionate and even had a wedding in 2000. But in 2007, Martina claimed that Layton was using and abusing her power for improper purposes. She then ended their business partnership and kicked her out of the house. At that time, Martina chose to end the matter with a $10,000 settlement, but Leighton filed a domestic partnership lawsuit against Martina. Leighton demanded his share of 4 houses, several cars, various jewelry, and other assets, threatening to expose their dirty dealings otherwise. In the end, out of court, Martina paid Leighton $2 million in a settlement and signed a confidentiality agreement.
So, I don't think Martina likes messiness. So, I'm inclined to believe that this is messier than her last marriage. And she could be just out. Like, I'm just out. I don't know. What do you guys think?
How do you not properly inform your children? Recently made a post about not properly inform your children. Recently made a post about Martina's tweet, the one about surrogacy, and I've been waiting for Andy Cohen's response. I've never been a fan, honestly. And on this most recent episode of The Real Housewives of Miami, we get further into their personal lives and that they're not speaking to Martina's two daughters. And this is because they were not properly informed. Julia's words didn't have good communication about the adoption of the 2 baby boys. Julia called it growing pains, apparently for them and for the couple, and the girls have not met them. Daughters, adult children, typically don't do something like this and go no contact unless there is a serious problem. This isn't just like a little sibling thing where the older siblings are getting jealous. This is an issue. They probably didn't want, and I'm just, script writing in my mind, they probably didn't think that Julia and Martina should have young children. There's gotta be something to that. Also, I recently made a post about Martina's tweet, the one about surrogacy, and I've been waiting for Andy Cohen's response. He spoke to this on a recent radio show and gave his very honest opinion.
He did and said surrogacy is wrong. Right? She's uninformed on the issue. So I just think she's not informed. I mean, it's a bad take. What can I tell you? I mean, she's just wrong. Sure, it will come up. Julia did say on Watch What Happens Live, and we were live, and I didn't want to start debating it. And I will ask her this at the reunion. What she said is Martina's tweet was kind of misinterpreted or misrepresented. What Martina tweeted was surrogacy is wrong. So I don't know how that's. Yeah. She said surrogacy is just wrong. Sometimes you can't have it all. Well, okay. Here's the deal. Feel like it's pretty clear. That's just ill-informed and dumb. And yes, we will talk about it at the reunion.
I can't wait to see. Is Julia going to be done next season? I hope so.
She is going to be done. Nobody wants her back. She's a weirdo beyond weird. She's she's a weirdo. And I'm kind of wondering, with her conflict with her daughters, if she actually just stole them boys. That's what I'm wondering. What's this one?
You big dummy. I'm still racking my brain trying to figure out what was the reason for you bringing up that big dummy. I'm still racking my brain trying to figure out what was the reason for you bringing up that you and Adriana allegedly slept together. Like, what was that reason? Like, why would you even? I see a lot of people on X Twitter saying that, oh, this is a last-ditch effort for Julia to try to get a spot for season 8. I hope it don't work, because she got to go. She got to go. Get Julia up out of here. And can we also talk about why was that footage never aired about her throwing that tantrum at Nicole's luncheon? Who in production was protecting her, and why? And why is that same grace not extended to others? That really irked my soul. High key. Gertie. Obviously, I side with Gertie. Obviously, I've been defending Gertie. And I've been saying it this whole season, and I still stand by that. Gertie needs to be dropped down to a friend of. I just don't like Gertie as a full-time housewife. I enjoyed her season one, but that was about it. And Gertie was kind of getting in her own way. Like if she would have just let that side talk, I promise you they would have just kept digging a hole deeper for themselves. And also, I didn't like how she was telling Adriana to like butt out basically, but then she did the same thing and butt in for Adriana. Like it's yeah, I'm friend of boo. And honestly, the only way I want to see her a friend of is if Dr. Nicole comes back. They can go ahead and give Dr. Nicole a full-time spot and drop Gertie down to a friend, which ain't a bad thing because on Miami, the friends be seen just as much as the housewives. But I just don't see it for Gertie. I'm still ride her and defend her because she black, but bring Dr. Nicole back in a full-time spot. Also, this needs to be broken up. This along with Larsa, like that whole treat, that it has to be broken up because that the duo it ruins shows. Like it makes it unbearable to watch for viewers. Look at the Fox 5, whatever the shit they was on Beverly Hills. Look at what happened with Katie Janetta on Orange County. It doesn't work when it's ganging up, and this little gang, Marisol, she get that chip out of here. Get her gone. Bye. I think next episode, that's when we gonna see more of Adriana. Adriana didn't have too much to say this episode. I do believe she was actively trying to have Gertie back and try to, give Gertie some pointers, but Gertie she just wasn't having it. And I don't know who I believe in the whole they slept together, because it looks like Adriana's about to deny it. So I don't know. It's just, I don't know. Her being in that first chair, we must gonna find out why in episode 2 or 3. Cause why? Why? I think purveyors of pop or production or whoever, some of the decisions that they made, it just doesn't make sense. This was one of them to me. And I don't like how Andy just doesn't do a good job of calling like stuff out amongst certain people. Larsa talking about some Adriana threw a glass at her when that was a flat out lie. Like that was not the truth. I don't know. This reunion it was headache inducing with the one sidedness and the lies and the Miami is so good. Miami is definitely top 3. They need to do maybe switch out producers. I don't know, but this reunion was ugh.
Hi, Miriam. I think it's just racist. That's what I think. I think it's simple. I think they're just racist. They don't even have a black girl as a part of their promotional covers. And they got 2 black girls. Like, what are you doing? Like, switch that shit up. I don't know. I'm kind of hoping Miami doesn't come back. That's what I'm thinking. They don't need to come back.
She was in a bad place.
Oh, wait. Was I supposed to show that? Oh, man. Well, it's funny. Fuck it. It's funny. Oh, man. I might get a copyright strike for that. Ah, it was so funny, though. All right.
Word alleged here. But no one really could tell me that there's a darker person in Miami than Julia, allegedly. Didn't Julia allege, and I'm gonna use the word allege, and I'm not gonna go back and check, but I know some of you guys remember when that reboot happened. Didn't Julia allege that her previous nanny basically ended the life of her son? Didn't she allege that? Oh, am I making that up? Again, allegedly. I think the icing on the cake for me really was the whole gay guy thing. The gay friends that she has in Marbella, maybe? I don't even know. Somewhere in Spain. In some White Lotus castle where all the guys are gay. Where she took her children with all these gay men. Listen, I am pro LGBTQIA culture and movement. But I don't know. It gives me very weird vibes. It gives me White Lotus. Like, I don't care what anybody says. And I need, like, someone in the queer community to actually comment on this. Like, did you not get a weird vibe? And then also, you were bringing your young children to these men's house. And honestly, I believe Adriana is crazy. I will say she's crazy, but I believe that she had a Haitian lover. Now, do I think Adriana and Julia may have slipped up once? Yes, absolutely. Could it be that Julia misses the sweetness of Adriana, as she mentioned? Maybe. But she's a very strange character. Plus, she doesn't even have a good relationship with her daughters. And she don't even remember the name of the schools of her daughters. So it also gives very much to like the daughters spend more time with their dad than her. And for me, as someone that works in education, as a woman, that is always the biggest indicator for me.
Mm, very specific. Haha. Haha. Laugh out loud. Haitian mortician gonna let her feel. Haha. Okay, I gotta find a way to cut out that segment I just showed you guys. I gotta figure it out because that's definitely a copyright strike. Let's try this one.
This is the face of someone whose plan to expose someone else completely backfired on them, and now she don't know what to do. She didn't plan this far ahead. How are you gonna expose Adriana and be like, oh, we slept together, and not think, knowing Adriana, that she gonna come back with something? Like, come on now. She exposed that you've been cheating on Martina for a very long time, and now you don't remember. You only remember Adriana, but you don't remember the mortician or the other guy. And is it weird, like, you're married to a woman, but you're only sleeping with men besides Adriana? Like, odd. You guys don't have an open relationship, but you kiss all the women and you call that fun. But a lot of those women, you be forcing them to kiss you.
Yeah.
Adriana needs to go down in housewife history for this line alone because period. She also posted this to promote the episode because Julia had to buy the mortician a coffee pot for some unspoken reason, and it was just, everything was so funny. I'm like, are we in a Twilight Zone right now? But you know who was pissing me off? Alexia and Larsa. Because now Alexia wants to absolve Julia from all wrongdoing, and her little side comments were so stupid. She's like, yeah, Julia cheated, but Adriana, you knew she was married, so that's just as bad. When Adriana's talking about all the people Julia cheated with, she's like, we don't want to know about the mortician. We don't want to know about that guy. We want to know about you, Adriana. Like, no, we actually do. I would like to know more about the mortician and the other guy. Like, Alexia, shut up. Like, you can tell that they so badly wanted the tea because when they were on their break and the cameras went down, now they're asking all the questions. But when they're on the reunion couch, they're all holier than thou. Adriana's wrong because she knew Julia was married, and Julia, I would do this too, and blah blah blah. And it's like, girls, y'all are so freaking fake. Her and Larsa literally pissed me off this whole episode because, like, be for real, everybody's shocked, everybody wants the tea. Stop acting like Julia is the victim. Another question. Why did you choose now to expose this? And you're like, oh, 4 years. For 4 years, I've been scared and I've had to keep my mouth shut. I think for 4 years, you and Adriana were cool. And then all of a sudden now you are not cool because you're now with the girls that you came into this group wanting to be friends with, and you don't have any need for Adriana anymore. So you used her, like she said, and now you want to expose her. She was not blackmailing you for 4 years. I do not think she was going to say anything about you guys at this reunion. You wanted to hit first, but she hit harder.
And she's like, you blackmailed me. You blackmailed me. Adriana was like, girl, please. All right. You really have to, like, you have to move. Fuck. All right. I might answer several questions. I just don't think I could keep coming back to talk about Real Housewives of Miami. Are her and Martina getting a divorce? Please, God, talk to me. Talk to me about Martina and Julia. Please allow me to see anything and everything that you would like for me to see. Martina and Julia, they're your loves, they're your beloveds. Please, Father God, authorize me to see and say what you would like for me to say and see. I love you, God. I love you, Jesus. In your name I pray. Are they getting a divorce? Money is a big issue right now, but Martina's shutting down that money, child. The boys are a big consideration, so I do feel like ah, don't even ask me what happened. I do feel like, let me stretch this out though. I do feel like uh Julia is going to make a sacrifice. I do see two men here, and I'm wondering if both of these could be divorce lawyers discussing the details. Oh, there's a third man here. Oh, I wonder if the Haitian mortician is going to come out of the woodwork. I wonder if Adriana is going to find her. Money's a big factor here. I do get child energy or children energy. Are they going to get a divorce? The morals issue. She's not a moral woman. So it's more about dividing up the money. But oh, I get it now. Oh, oh, I get it. I think that Julia planned this all along. I think, Martina, you have always been dealing with the psycho. And I think somewhere along the way, Julia needed security, financial security. And you didn't want those children, but she wanted them, and she wanted them for financial security. I think these children were brought and might have been taken or brought illegally. Like, oh man, money is the issue. So I think Martina does want a divorce, but I think getting a divorce from her is going to cost her. And Julia made sure that it would cost her because she signed on to take care of these two little boys. Kanye West, 18 years, 18 years. And then you find out it was all a trick. It was all a financial trick to make you pay for the rest of your life. Um, I think it would be easier if Martina did not divorce her. I think it would be easier if Martina left her and took care of the bills. I think it would be easier because she's going to rake you. She got these boys to trick you. She never liked you. Or at some point, she didn't like you. Look, deception, money, and this is Martina with this woman drying up her treasure chest. Oh, wow. Wow. I think that there's another woman that helped her to get those children. That was probably Martina's money. I think, Martina, the only way you're going to get out of this is if you claim adoption fraud. I don't know if you have the backbone to do that. But if you claim adoption fraud, then those kids may be taken away, which frees you up from responsibility. I think that if you I think that if you consult a lawyer and say you got tricked into adopting these kids and this is what you know, I think you exonerate yourself from financial responsibility. The kids will be taken away. I don't think Martina understood what a conniving, evil woman Julia is. I think Martina did love her, but I think karma is here. And I think Julia is very, very sick. Now, listen to me. She's not a little sick. She should be diagnosed. Like, we should be looking in the medical books, because this is a diagnosis. Listen to me carefully. Where it's like the nanny, right? So you have this great nanny that comes in and she's perfect, and you and your husband are like, let's take Julia or Yulia. And then all of a sudden, your children start to get sick. But she's always there at the rescue. Oh my God, this happened and I was there. And they're like, oh my God, thank you so much that you were there. But she's actually creating the scenario, right? And then one child dies. And then the second child dies. But all the while, you don't suspect her. And then she starts to sleep with your grieving husband. Do you know what I mean? Like, that's the way I see Julia. So, with all that being said, she is psycho, but I'm not joking. I'm not joking. Like, if you look at this card, maybe you could understand what I'm trying to say. She is psycho. Look at her face. That's how she looks inside, but outside, she's like. Now, the reason why I'm bringing that up is because the one thing about psychopaths is that they tend to tell the truth at some point, even if it means to get sympathy. So when she said her nanny did something to her first child, one, I want to know where. And two, I need to see the transcripts, because I think we could find something that where the nanny would have said, she told me to do this with her child, but wasn't believed. So now I want to know, was the nanny black? Was the nanny poor? Like, what happened to the nanny? Is nanny in jail? I need somebody to go interview the nanny now. Like, I need more. I need more, because I'm not taking this very well. Hold on. Ah. I'm not taking this sitting down. There is something definitively wrong with that story. All right, let me see what you guys have to say. Hi, Noelle. How you doing? Hi, Dovey. This bitch is psycho. Let me see what else I can get. So I had 3 questions. Will she lose the babies? Victory. Ah. Oh. Oh. This is her karma. I don't know how this is going to come back to haunt her. But her history, probably with her first child, is going to come back to haunt her. Along with Martina trying to figure out what the hell is going on and consulting how to get a divorce. Martina, you're going to have to talk. And if you talk, this woman cannot keep these babies. This woman is a sick woman. And to be honest with you, the kids are safe with you. But you were tricked into adopting these kids. And so I don't think you want the kids now that you recognize that she's crazy. You don't want any parts of this. So I do want you all to know that she is not coming back next season. She is not. They cannot bring her back. She's violent and she's crazy, and nobody wants this relationship with her. So she has no friends. Let me see if it's this one where I saw it.
Like my family. She comes home, she's with Martina, we cook together, we do a lot of things together, but it's
I can't show that either. Banners. Oh, let me put this one up because I really got to find out from YouTube what part of fair use. I have fair use. I'm not showing a lot, just a little bit. Like, don't I have a few seconds that I'm allowed to show? It's copyright fair use. This is out of fair use, YouTube. And it's like a second. I don't know what the legal limit is, but it's a second. All right. Bottom line is, I thought I had one more video where it was confirmed that she's not coming back. Is it this one?
Is that Pete Hegseth announced that the United States has given...
No. All right. I start getting confused with what's earlier today and what's today. All right. This is all Trump, Martina, Trump. I played this one. Oh, did I not show this one? Let's see. Hopefully this is Real Housewives.
Julia is a Karen, and the way the show has been protecting her for multiple seasons and just like the viewers had no idea is absolutely crazy to me. She has had multiple volatile, violent outbursts, and we're just hearing about them and seeing them this season and on the reunion. And the triggering and dangerous thing about Julia is that she is the violator, she's the offender, but then she cries and gets really quiet and sweet, tiny, small voice and docile, like she's the victim. She 1000% weaponizes her whiteness, and I don't like how the show has covered it up. And there is a pattern in history of this across other housewife franchises. And I'm not saying you gotta fire every Karen and get them off the show, but I am saying be fair and be truthful in the way that you depict what's actually happening. And maybe that will actually inspire these characters, or not characters, but these people, these reality stars, to do a little bit better, or at least fake it and be more mindful of how they're acting and how they're interacting with their castmates. Julia had all those outbursts multiple seasons and was attacking other housewives because it never got called out. Because trust, after the first or second time that she had a violent, volatile outburst, had y'all aired that and the audience saw it and came for her and read her rights on the internet, that would have been her last time doing it. We wouldn't
Right.
be here in season 7 and her throwing drinks on Gertie and manipulating her and gaslighting her and trying to avoid accountability for the whole season.
Oh, ciao. So I did wind up Bravo, the CIA, FBI housewives exposed criminal activities needs to be studied. Everyone housewives with shady background comes to light. Humiliation ritual to jailhouse. Hi, Foods. That's a good one. I'm good, but I went to Whole Foods and child, the prices are up. I know that's reading. I know. Good evening, Tracy in chat. I know. All right. I answered, will they get a divorce? It's kind of hinging on whether or not Martina is willing to take it to a forensic level to show that Martina may have done something unscrupulous with the adoption, and then that can free Martina from responsibility. So Martina, text me 213-458-7408. I absolutely have celebrity clients, and no one ever knows. Oh, sorry, Taylor Swift. I don't know why that's there. What happened? No one ever. What is wrong here? Oh, no one. No one ever knows who my celebrity clients are, and I don't charge any different for celebrities than I do for regular people. My rates are my rates. It is what it is. I don't charge more because you have more money. But Martina, you might want to call me. So somebody send this to Martina because your wife has a mental illness. And if you dig a little deeper, I think she's been diagnosed. So if you don't already know it, because one of the things that you have to stipulate on an adoption is whether or not you have a mental illness. Have you been diagnosed with something? And that could be grounds for taking those children away. Dead ass. And I know this. You have to disclose your mental capabilities. So I would rather get fined if I knew, but you can always say I didn't know. But upon discovery with my forensic lawyer, we have now discovered that she takes pills. Like, you don't have to record her whole medical history, but if she doesn't, the type of pill that you take tells you your history. Trust. And I think she was diagnosed years ago. I feel like she might have been diagnosed in her 20s with something kind of wickedly severe. Also, is she gay? I'm just going to answer all the questions. Is she gay? She likes feeling fulfilled, So for her, it definitely isn't about being gay. It's about being with a solid partner. That's what she likes. She likes a solid partner. So if it means being gay, then she's gay for all intents purposes. I think she's more fluid. All right. I think there are three people that know her history on how she um, self sabotaged things. I think there's three people and definitely someone from her past, meaning teenage, early 20s past. I think the secret is going to come out. I think they're going to start. There's three components for Martina for discovery. So do your research, Martina. There's three major components. Whatever you do, do not negotiate with her. Whatever you do, you can eradicate yourself from this woman's crazy because she is batshit crazy. Not only is she batshit crazy, why am I getting that she's violent too? Martina, has she thrown things at you? Because I remember one season, you were gone for the whole season. And I feel like y'all had a violent fight and you were like, I'm out of here. Saving her job. Uh, I don't even think that house is hers. I don't think she has a pot to piss in. I think, Julia, if you're not careful, you actually could wind up getting arrested. There are several women, maybe one man, that can bury you financially. And you could wind up in jail for falsifying documents or something like that. She's going to go broke, that's for sure. Money's going to be hard. Is her mother still alive? I think her children are mad at her because of the wicked way she took these children in. I don't think her own daughters were safe with her. And that's why they're upset with her, because their upbringing was violent and unstable and crazy. And I feel like she just used to scream when the kids wouldn't listen to her. I think when the kids came on the show, they were covering because the mother was like, please help me, help me, help me, help me, help me. And I think the daughters this season was like, no, I can't do this anymore. And that's why Gertie and Adriana was ostracized. That's why. Because there's something here that they would be like, and the girls might have told Gertie or Martina, Gertie or Adriana, the truth about this adoption. So she had to keep both of them away. Lord have mercy. What do you call it? Housewives to prison. All right, guys. Oh, Jesus Christ. All right, guys. Final outcome. Oh, Juliana, you are mentally psychotic. You're mentally a terrible, terrible person. You're the nanny that kills the children. allegedly, in my opinion. All right, let's put it down. And it's going to come out, guys. So if anything, follow Adriana because she's the one that's going to let us know everything. All right. Messiah. Serving humanity and humility. I really think it should have came upside down. Exaggerated belief that you are the only means through which a cause can succeed. Let me check right side up. Messiah. That should have been for Trump earlier. Oh, check out my Trump video. Messiah, associated with embodiment of divine power and a mission to save humanity, which is probably what she is saying, saving these two little black boys, tends to become obsessed with spiritual purpose, convinced that God needs him or her to do something. Oh, that definitely sounds like something she would say in adopting these boys. Look for a long-term desire to save people, especially large numbers, with the possibility of self-delusion in this regard. Somebody take those boys from her. Find out the truth. Dig a little deeper, TikTok. Dig deeper. Something's wrong with her, and she might have falsified the docs on her mental illness. Those boys are not safe with her. What are you guys thinking? Oh, I can't even move right now. I just hurt my ribs. Oh my goodness. What are you guys thinking? All right. I didn't think I had much to say here, but there was a lot to go on. Listen, guys, let me know in the comments who wants a reading from me. I'm still open tonight, especially for my West Coast people, because it's only 6:30 over there. So I don't want you guys to think I have a clock that ends. No, you guys are still vibrant over there, so call me for your own personal reading. I am still open. 213-458-7408. All right, guys, take it easy. Bye.
In the heart of the city, there's a lady so divine, with a gift so rare she can read between the lines, unlocking mysteries. She's the one we all admire. With a touch of magic, she sets our souls on fire. From psychic readings to rosemary oil so pure, her spirit shines bright. Of that I am sure. On TV she graces the screen with grace. Her presence is a blessing in every time and place. Pop culture psychic, in tune with the stars. She sees beyond the veil, even beyond Mars. And when the night falls, Tracy after dark, her wisdom illuminates like a powerful spark. So if you seek guidance, look no further than her door. Tracy Brown live where wisdom does soar. Through the realms of the unseen, she'll light your way. With every word she speaks, darkness turns to day. Tracy Brown live, the beacon of light, guiding us through the shadows of night. Her voice like a melody, so pure and strong. In her rosemary oil so pure. Her spirit shines bright, of that I am sure. On TV, she graces the screen with grace. Her presence is a blessing in every time and place. Pop culture psychic, in tune with the stars. She sees beyond the veil, even beyond Mars. And when the night falls, Tracy after dark, her wisdom illuminates like a powerful spark. So if you seek guidance, look no further than her door. Tracy Brown live where wisdom does soar. Through the realms of the unseen, she'll light your way. With every word she speaks, darkness turns to day. Tracy Brown live, the beacon of light, guiding us through the shadows of night. Her voice like a melody, so pure and strong. In her presence, we know we belong. Tracy Brown lived the beacon of light, guiding us through the shadows of night. Her voice like a melody, so pure and strong. In her presence, we know we belong.